My name's Marc Garneau. I'm the new government transport minister, and it's my first time in Prince Rupert.
And what do you think so far?
I'm very impressed. I obviously had a wonderful day, beautiful day. This is a spectacular place, and I'm delighted to be up here. It's part of my sort of tour of the country as the new transport minister. I didn't want to spend all my life in Ottawa. I thought I'd get out in the field, and there are some very important transport issues here.
And did you deal with some of those today?
Well, certainly what I did today was to consult, and I met with a very large group of First Nations and heard some of their concerns. I met with the Prince Rupert Port Authority this morning. That was a very, very informative visit, learning about the port here, and I also had a chance to visit the Coast Guard, so it's been a busy day.
Okay. Now, I know during the election, Prime Minister Trudeau, one of his mandates was the moratorium, formalizing the moratorium on crude oil tankers.
Yes.
Is he any closer to formalizing that?
Well, in fact, he's given me the job, and that's why I'm here consulting, because this will affect the lives of people living on the north coast of British Columbia, and it's important that their voices be heard. And yes, I've been mandated to put into place formally a moratorium on the shipment of crude oil here on the north coast. So in order to do that, I need to talk to people who represent different stakeholder groups. Some of them are from shipping, the shipping industry, some of them are environmentalists, and of course, first and foremost, are First Nations, who are the coastal people of this part of the country. So I've been doing that. I did it yesterday in Vancouver. I'm here today in the Prince Rupert area. It's very, very important to hear them. But I will also be consulting with my fellow ministers as well, the Minister of Fisheries and Oceans, the Minister of the Environment, the Minister of Foreign, or we call it Global Affairs now. It's important that we do all the necessary consultations so that we come up with the most appropriate moratorium.
And how might this affect relations with the American government?
Well, it depends on how we proceed with it, but obviously when we talk about the north coast of British Columbia, it also includes the Dixon Entrance, and as you know, for a very long time, that area is an area where our two countries, the United States and Canada, have not resolved who owns what. So obviously if one has a moratorium, one has to consult, and that is part of the process, and that's why Minister Stéphane Dion will also be, who is responsible for global affairs or foreign affairs, will also have to be consulted.
Has there been any thought given to increasing federal ferry subsidies to BC? According to our local MP, Newfoundland and Labrador receive more than 3 times as much in subsidies, despite claiming only a fraction of BC's ridership.
Well, certainly the Minister of Transport came for British Columbia, came to Ottawa recently, and we met, and he stated his case. So he's put his case in front of us. No decisions have been made at this time.
Okay. And I know the TPP hasn't been ratified yet, but is the new government looking at transportation networks for Prince Rupert if the trade deal is ratified?
Not specifically in relation to the TPP. We're looking at Prince Rupert because it is one of the 2 major ports on the Asia-Pacific Gateway. It's an extremely important port. It has enormous potential. It's an important, as the transport minister, one of my primary concerns is in an efficient way getting all of the products that Canada produces and wants to export to other countries, is to get them sent out to our ports so that they can go to other countries. In other words, making our transportation infrastructure as efficient as possible. And one of the main exit points and entry points for this country is Prince Rupert, and that's why it is important to be looking at the Prince Rupert port and its potential for the future.
And can we expect to see you in Prince Rupert again?
Yes, you can. I will be back. This is a lovely part of the world, and I definitely will be back.
Okay. And so what's next for Prince Rupert, do you think?
Well, Prince Rupert has a very ambitious plan, as you know, and I got the briefing this morning, and we even flew over by helicopter to look at it, the expansion of the Prince Rupert port. It's a remarkable story what has happened here in terms of the container ship market. It has grown tremendously here. There are certain very natural advantages to Prince Rupert, a very deep water port, a very safe port, a very good route by rail with CN to places like Chicago. So it's a natural place, and for as an entry point and as an exit point. So I think it has a bright future. We'll certainly be in Transport Canada working towards trying to help to optimize that routing and that infrastructure.